Today, I decided to be a good farmer's wife and help my husband by offering to mow the orchard, which I've done many times before, although it's been about 6 years and with a different mower. Anyways, I thought, what's the big deal? He could really use the help, and I've got the time. Fast forward a little bit, and I've burned up the mower belt. Then 2, and yep, you guessed it, number 3. At this point, my husband has been back and forth to the orchard more times than I'd like to admit. In my defense, it wasn't completely my fault. But by the end of the day, I'm pretty sure he worked harder, all because I wanted to help. Follow along and see what happens when a farmer leaves his wife unsupervised in the orchard. Mistake number 1. I tried to drive over, or I should say around, a reel of black irrigation hose that looked like this one. When I saw how close I was to the hose, I did lift the mower, but unfortunately it still managed to grab hold of the very end of the hose. Needless to say, my husband was not a happy camper. I was quiet for a good 20 minutes while he tried to get all of this hose out of the mower. Thankfully, once he had won the battle with the hose, he forgave me and we moved on with the day. This is a prime example of what I was dealing with out there. This sneaky hose was in the middle of the aisle, grown into the grass. I drove over it, mowing, realized I was on top of it, and backed up. Luckily, my tire was on top of it, so it didn't get sucked up into the mower.
What in the world?
What we got to do here, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put the nut or the washer on, then you're going to take and you're going to thread the nut on. Can you do that?
I think so. Okay. Belt number 2 was definitely my fault. I hit a rough patch of weeds and I did not slow my speed down and I just burnt the belt up. Chalk it up to inexperience. Belt number 3. And I just want to go on the record here, was not my fault. After we replaced belt number 2, I took my new role as orchard mower very seriously. I had rules now. No running over any portion of the irrigation hose, ever. Slow down in the thick stuff. Stay focused. I was out there for 3 hours just weaving through the orchard like I was training for some kind of agricultural obstacle course. Honestly, I was thriving. Then my husband shows back up, probably fully expecting to find me stranded somewhere. But no, I'm still going, still mowing, belt still intact. He checks everything over, no heat, no damage, nothing suspicious. And then he says it, "You can probably go a little faster." Now listen, I don't like to point fingers, but those were his words. So I sped up, feeling confident, feeling encouraged, feeling like maybe I finally got the hang of this. And not even 20 minutes later, belt number 3 is toast. Believe it or not, somehow, after the day's chaotic events, my husband decided to ask if I would mind coming out to mow again the next day. This time, at a different orchard and a different mower. I graduated from the 12-foot flail mower, the one I clearly had a complicated relationship with, to the 14-foot rotary mower, which thankfully does not have a belt for me to destroy. So already, we were off to a strong start. Me and that 14-foot rotary mower got along great. No drama, no emergency phone calls, no surprise breakdowns, just smooth mowing. It was actually a really nice day. I got the whole orchard done, the cows in the neighboring pasture kept me company, and for once, everything went exactly how it was supposed to. And as for that 12-foot mower, don't worry. My husband already has plans to upgrade it so it can handle a little more of a beating next time. That's his polite way of saying, so it can survive me as its operator. But hey, that's small family farming. Things break, plans change, and sometimes your help is, let's just say, memorable. But we got it done, eventually, with only minor chaos and quite a few replacement parts. If you've made it this far, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. You're already invested in the chaos, and it helps support my future bad decisions. Stay tuned for more tips on what not to do as a farmer's wife.